Caplan. Yes.
Okay, so I gave a talk around 2 weeks ago about Zionism. What was it that got me started on that subject? I forgot already. But I gave a definition that Zionism is, let's create a group of Jewish people and throw a shem out without a shem. Sounds, well, I mean, you could criticize me by saying oversimplification. I once heard such a thing from somebody from California, older people, and they had a way of criticizing that they said oversimplification. Now, and let's say right now it's nighttime, so I'll say, what is it now? It's night. But you can't say that. That's oversimplification. You understand? It's a slogan. You have to. People are used to. They say slogans, and with that, the other person becomes wrong. Now, I said that, and I'm soon going to explain a little more. So, Yeshua, our producer, showed me on Erev Pesach one of the comments that somebody sent that he called himself PLOS, maybe?
PSOL.
PSOL. He called himself PSOL. PSOL. Or PSOL or PSOL. That's what he called himself. Now, he's not enamored to call himself PSOL because they know the Mesim Atzmo Russia. But just for a simon, it's good enough. So this person came. Now, I told our producer, Yeshua, man, don't show me the comments. I don't think it's good for me to see them. I want the people to know, I already told them, I don't have a computer. I don't have all these new things that are called email and Facebook and called shem v'kinuya the islahon. I don't have all these things. I have no shaykhs to all this. And it's just this person, Yeshua Meir HaMachone producer, that he comes, that he records me, and then he sends it out to the world. Now, this producer showed me the comment that somebody wrote on Erev Pesach, and I did look at one comment, and this PSOL or PSOL or PSOL, he's part of what he said was, Zionism is Yiddishkeit, and Yiddishkeit is Zionism, right? He said that, didn't he?
Yes, yes.
Now, in Eretz Yisrael, there's an expression, shtuyot b'mitzagvaniyot. It's a childish expression. Somebody says Zionism is Yiddishkeit, Yiddishkeit is Zionism. Now, who could say such a thing? It must be the only type of person that I could think of that could say such a thing is somebody that's a naive American, that he grew up in modern Orthodox circles, and he feels, isn't it wonderful? We have a Jewish state. After 2,000 years, we have a Jewish state. And he doesn't know, he doesn't know what's going on. He never read any history books. He never read any stories about what happened in the beginning of the Medina and before the beginning of the Medina. He doesn't know how Zionism started. He doesn't know what's going on now. And it's just so wonderful. We have a Jewish state and a Jewish army and Jewish soldiers, Kedoshim. And this person, on one hand, he seems to be indulgent because he understood that what I did was I gave a definition. And I said a definition of Zionism. And then I attacked it. Now, who told you to say that's a definition? And then who tells you to attack it? Which is a very intelligent way of answering me. And he listened, he understood, he saw what I was doing. And he asked a logical question. How could you say a definition and then you attack it? But the question is it me that's saying it? Did I make it up? I didn't base it on something. And I'm not going to right now quote from books and which page in the book and how do I know this. And I know that this Svara says that this kind of person, that if somebody could say such a statement, Zionism is Judaism, whatever you're going to say, it's not going to help. And there's always such a thing. You could talk logic and explain things, but the other person could always say, well, I just don't think so. I just don't accept that. I'm finished. What could you do? Go do him something. Like there was once a story. I had once a Rebbe, his name was Rabbi Avram Bernstein. This is like 45 years ago, more probably, 50 years ago, in kominetz, where I learned in kominetz in Yerushalayim. And he once said that when he learned in Kfar Hasidim when he was young, there was once a rich American that he owned a pardes, a orchard, in Eretz Yisrael, and he moved here, I think. And the Rosh Yeshiva of Kfar Hasidim, I think it was Reb Noach Shemenovich, he was talking to me. He said it's so important to support Torah, to give money to a yeshiva. And he kept talking and talking and talking. How important it is to support Torah. And then the man says, yeah, but I think having a pardes in Eretz Yisrael is a very important thing. No, go talk to the wall. But yeah, I explained to you how important Torah is and how much you'll benefit yourself from supporting Torah. But I want it to be this way, so go say something. Now, what did this person say? That Zionism is Judaism. So what this person means is like this. We had Yiddishkeit from Mountain Torah, then there was a Golus, and there was a long Golus. And in the sort of the last few hundred years of the Golus, some movements started. There was a movement called Hasidus, let's say, for example, and they saw, the Baal Shem Tov saw. Actually, my son Yosef says that we know very little about the Baal Shem Tov. Very little is documented about the Baal Shem Tov. But what he's saying is that he's saying that what he's saying is that when I'm in the middle of giving a talk, come to me. So what he's saying is that the Baal Shem, but the little that we know is he saw a certain situation where Klal Yisrael was. Klal Yisrael was in a certain situation. They were probably they were beaten from all the pogroms of the Tach and Tat and Toftes Vov and the Tsars. It was like a Holocaust of those days. What the Jews went through under the Kazakhs, and then came Shabsai Tzvi and made a Churban. And it could be that I'm not talking like a historian. I'm just talking what it could be. That I'm giving an example of what a movement means. And he saw that this Klal Yisrael needs an uplift, needs chizuk, needs hisaurus, a new ruach has to be put in. And he came with a certain nusach and a certain way and a certain explanation to Torah, which is the Torah's Ein Sof. Yiddishkeit is Ein Sof, and he taught that, and he had Talmidim, and he brought a new chizuk in Klal Yisrael, which is legitimate. The Gemara says Shlosha Arba Dvarim Tzrichim Chizuk, and one of them is Torah. So Torah mitzvahs. So that's what the Baal Shem Tov did. Later on, many years later, actually within the Derech Baal Shem Tov itself, it was spread to Talmidim. There was the Baal Tanya, there was Rabbi Elimelech, and they had different drachim, all ways of being mechazik, of uplifting Klal Yisrael. There was the Breslover Rebbe, he had his way, he opened up his court in Ukraine. Then, many years later, came to Nuas HaMusha, which was also a derech of being mechazik. There was also, you could say, the yeshiva movement, you could call it, I don't know, before Abraham Volozhin, I don't think there were yeshivas. Maybe there were a certain type of yeshivas, but he made it more. He did something. And again, I'm not going to go into exactly what he did, exactly what it means, the yeshiva movement, exactly if there is such a thing. And I know that the idiots are going to start arguing on the side point that I said, oh, there's no such thing as a yeshiva movement, or this or that, or there were always yeshivas, and they're going to miss the point and forget where we came from. But I'm just going, tzadikim yelchu bam, uposhim yikoshlu bam. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Giving an example of what a movement is. That's the point that we're trying to bring out of here. There were movements. Each one, in his way, tried to be mechazik Klal Yisrael, make a better Klal Yisrael, make it more geschmack, more cheshik to be mekayim Torah and mitzvahs. And that the Gemara says that Lasid Lobo, the tzaddikim are going to sit in a circle and they're going to all point, and it's known what the Chafetz Chaim, I think, said, in a circle from all sides, it's the same distance to the middle point. And that means there are many drachim, and they all mean to come to the same Hine Elokeinu Zeh. Okay? Comes along this holy Jew, PSOL, and he says like these, what do you mean? There's another movement that came to strengthen Yiddishkeit. It's called Zionism. Came to be mechazik Yiddishkeit. It came to make Torah better. Came to make mitzvahs better. It came to make that people should feel more meaning in their tzitzis and more meaning in their tefillin. Zionism is Yiddishkeit. I mean, what does the idiot mean? It must. I mean, what does Zionism have to do with Yiddishkeit? How can anybody pay PSOL Yom HaDavar Zeh, like the Gemara says, Peh Kodesh Yom HaDavar Zeh. And what does that mean? Zionism is Yiddishkeit. Well, where did you see such things? So probably the person meant that by being mechazik the mitzvah of Yishuv Eretz Yisrael, so Yiddishkeit will be stronger, and that is right if he thinks that. Because everybody knows the Ramban. The Ramban, I think it might be Parshas Eikev, maybe, that the Ikar Kiyum HaMitzvahs is in Eretz Yisrael. That means you have to talk v'marchiv a lot to explain the Ramban. Chas v'shalom doesn't mean there's a ptur to keep mitzvahs in Chutz, but the mitzvahs in Eretz Yisrael are on a much higher level because of the Kedusha over here. So if we're going to make a movement to inspire Jews to come live in Eretz Yisrael, so definitely it's going to pick up Yiddishkeit. So everything we do is going to be on a higher level. I mean, look at what the Gra said in his Igeres HaGra. The Gra said that he told his wife, he warned her, V'shmiras HaDibur, and in Yonei Chinuch of the children, and how we have to strengthen our Yiddishkeit all the time. And then he says, Ubefrat, especially in Niske Lovo Be'er L'Eretz Yisrael, said the Gra. If we'll come to Eretz Yisrael, Kisham Tzorich Leilech Ma'od B'darchei Hashem. In Eretz Yisrael, you have to very much go in the Darchei Hashem. I had once a good friend, his name was Leible, weissfish. He's not in this world anymore. So he said, look at what the Gra is saying here. He says, we'll get there to Yisrael, so we're going to have to especially be mechazik ourselves. Kishom tzorich leilech ma'od b'derech Hashem. So Leible weissfish used to say, the Gra is saying, he can't be the same Gra he was in Vilna. The Vilna Gaon is not good enough if you go to Eretz Yisrael. Somebody who slept only 2 hours in a mace lace, and the 2 hours he broke up into half hours. And he only ate a few kizesim a day and water.
Rabbi Kaplan, we'll take a break now if it's possible. Thank you. Okay.